Tokyo glittered that morning like a city sharpened by pride. Beneath banners for the world culinary masters, chefs from France, Italy, and Japan adjusted their tall white hats, each name stitched in gold. Hidden among them was a woman in a plain gray coat, Chef Luz Mariano, a Filipina from Pampanga carrying a small bamboo steamer wrapped in cloth. No entourage, no translator, just quiet determination. When she reached the registration desk, the coordinator looked at her form twice. "Philippines?" he asked politely. "This competition requires haute cuisine." Luz smiled. "Yes, sir, I brought mine." Inside the main kitchen, whispers began. "She cooks adobo, I heard." Too rustic. Too simple. Cameras drifted past her, chasing the celebrity chefs with TV contracts. Luz found a corner station and laid out her ingredients: garlic, vinegar, soy sauce, bay leaves, sugarcane vinegar aged in glass. Around her, chrome counters reflected perfection. Hers held a clay pot and a wooden spoon burned smooth by years of use. From the far table, Chef Kenji Takahara, Japan's reigning champion, noticed her. He raised an eyebrow. "Clay? In this kitchen?" His sous chef laughed. Luz only bowed slightly, unoffended. "It remembers flavor," she said softly. When the clock started, knives clattered like rain. Luz moved slower, deliberate, stirring aromatics until they sang. The air changed. Vinegar tang met caramelized garlic. Judges lifted their heads. Even Chef Kenji paused, nostrils flaring. By mid-round, smoke curled golden in the lights. A reporter approached. "Ma'am, what are you cooking?" Luz wiped her brow. "Home," she said. Laughter rippled through the hall. But one of the Japanese assistants edged closer, curious. "Smells comforting," he whispered. Luz smiled. "That's the secret. Food should remember who you are." As the gong signaled plating time, Luz placed her dish, a humble pork adobo sa tubo, simmered in native sugarcane, on a black lacquer tray. No foam, no gold leaf, just honest shine and rising steam. Judges leaned in, skeptical. Cameras zoomed. The head announcer whispered into the mic. "Ladies and gentlemen, the only entry cooked in a clay pot." The hall went silent. Then one judge raised his spoon, tasted, and stopped moving. The head judge raised his spoon again. One bite, then another. His brows knit, then softened. "What is this, depth?" Luz said nothing. The hall waited. Cameras zoomed in. Beside her, Chef Kenji Takahara folded his arms, pretending calm. The second judge spoke next. "Vinegar, garlic, soy, simple yet complete. How did you make the pork so tender?" "Patience," Luz replied. "I listened to the fire." A murmur rippled through the room. "Listen to the fire?" "In our homes," she added gently. "Cooking talks back." For a moment, no one moved. Then a small applause rose from the back, swelling until it filled the glass dome. Kenji's smile vanished. "Flavor alone is not mastery," he said sharply. "Show us your technique." The head judge turned. "Technique without soul is noise." Kenji's pride snapped. "Then prove it, one more round, same ingredients, 1 hour." Cause the announcer shouted, "An unscheduled duel between Japan's champion and the Philippines challenger." Luz nodded. "If it honors the kitchen, I accept." The timer began. Knives thundered. Kenji moved like a machine, precise, perfect. Luz worked quietly, pressing pink guavas, tasting broth, stirring by instinct. "What are you making now?" a reporter asked. "Sinigang sa bayaba," she said. "Guava soup for rainy days." As the broth simmered, a drizzle pattered on the glass roof, silvering the light. "In Pampanga," Luz whispered, "rain means the dish will be remembered." Kenji plated first, flawless, modern, worthy of a magazine. Luz placed hers in a wooden bowl, steam curling upward like memory. He sneered, "Too ordinary." The judges tasted his dish, nodded politely. Then they tasted hers. Silence. The head judge set down his spoon, voice trembling. "This tastes like a story." Applause burst again, stronger, louder. Even the sous chefs who had mocked her now leaned forward, eyes shining. Kenji stepped closer, lifted his own spoon, and tasted her soup. For a heartbeat, he froze, then exhaled softly. "I understand now," he said. Luz smiled, tired but steady. We cook what we are, chef, not what we pretend to be. The clay pot beside her had cracked from heat, but it still held together. Luz rested a hand on it and whispered, "One more round for the Philippines." The judges left the floor for deliberation. The hall buzzed with whispers and flashing cameras. Some said the Filipina's dish was luck. Others said it was history repeating. Simple food beating science. Luz stood alone at her counter, staring at the cracked clay pot. Steam still curled in the cold air. She touched its rim as if it were an old friend. "You did well," she whispered. Behind her, Chef Kenji approached quietly. "You shouldn't have accepted that challenge," he said. She smiled. "You needed to taste what home feels like." Kenji sighed. "In Japan, food is precision. You made it poetry." The judges returned. The audience hushed. The head judge carried 2 envelopes, silver and gold. "In this competition, we honor perfection," he began. "But today, we saw something greater, a reminder that food is not only learned in schools but passed through memory." He lifted the gold envelope. "The winner of the World Culinary Masters." A pause. Luz closed her eyes. "A Chef Luz Mariano of the Philippines." The crowd erupted. The Philippine flag filled the big screen. Reporters surged forward as applause thundered across the hall. Kenji clapped slowly, then firmly. "Omedetou gozaimasu," he said softly. Luz bowed. "Salamat, Chef Kenji." The head judge handed her the gold medal. "You reminded us that simplicity, when honest, is perfection." Flashbulbs burst as Luz raised the medal, not high but close to her chest. Tears mixed with her smile. "I didn't win this for me," she said. "I cooked for every Filipino who ever felt small in a foreign kitchen. Our food isn't simple, it's soulful." The audience rose to their feet, even rival chefs bowed. Later, when the lights dimmed, Luz packed her knives. She wrapped the cracked pot in cloth, holding it gently. A young Japanese student approached. "Ma'am, I want to taste your country's food someday." She smiled. "Then visit us. The best meals in the Philippines aren't served on porcelain, they're shared by hand." Outside, Tokyo's night glimmered with rain. Luz looked at the medal in her palm, then at the clay pot beside her. One shone, one scarred, both symbols of her journey. As the taxi drove off, the announcer's words echoed in her mind. "The dish that silenced Tokyo." Luz smiled. "It wasn't silence," she whispered. "They were listening."